BrewTube DJs back at you again with yet another post-workout DJs BrewTube beer review. And tonight we did a little jiu-jitsu with Mini DJ. We had a lot of fun. He kicked my butt like usual, but that's okay because I'm old. So I got to do my kind of jiu-jitsu, and that's drink a beer. Yeah, we like that, don't we, guys? We're going to do beer jitsu. Anyways, guys, what do we got going down today? Today we're going what? What are we doing, guys? We're going local. That's right, not loco, but local. We got Fordham Brewing out of Dover, Delaware. Actually, the parent company's out of Annapolis, which is the Ramsay Group, but we won't get into that. So, what beer do we have them tonight? We've got their Spiced Harvest Ale from Fordham. And this is like an herb beer or fruit and vegetable beer. You see on the label here, we got some pictures of pumpkins, and they're bringing in the field or whatever. I actually went to the release party of this, so I got a cool pint glass as well. I had this one on tap, and I have real fond memories of it. I want to see how it is in the bottle compared to the tap. I'm really jazzed out about this one. Now, this is a seasonal serving, as you can imagine, since it's a harvest ale. But it's not exactly like a pumpkin beer. It's not just like straight, I'm going to eat a piece of liquid pumpkin pie, you know, drink that down, and man, it's liquid pumpkin pie. This one's a little bit different. From what I recall of it from that day, when I was having this with a bit of bratwurst and sauerkraut and things of that sort, it was more of like pumpkin bread than it was pumpkin pie. So I want to see if we still got that going on, if my memory serves. In this beer, they got a lot of different spices. They're putting ginger, cinnamon, cloves, honey, allspice, and then when they put the pumpkin in, they add it sort of in two stages. They add it in the beginning stage, and they also do it like late addition hops, a boatload of pumpkin into that stage. So it's sort of almost like when they they do the dry hopping or late addition hops, where they're doing a late addition pumpkin in this. So 6.6 alcohol by volume and 5 IBU. Let's see if the cap popper's going to work for us tonight. Oh, that doesn't look like it. Nope. Go to our backup, as always. Got a little Fordham Crown here. If you like that one, you can have it. So, man, I can smell the spices wafting off of this one now. Let's get this in the glass. Ah, that's why I didn't want to pop. I forgot they got twist tops on these beers now. Man, I'm going to give this one a little swirl. Let me see. Yeah, we got a bit of sediment on these. As you know, a lot of these pumpkin and herb beers, you get sediment in the bottom. So, let's get all those yummies mixed in there. Now, see, we got a nice head capping on that. Before we get into that, date right on the bottle. Brewed 8/29/12. Super fresh beer. Not even a month old. Let's get this in the light. A little bit hazy. Active bubbles below the surface. Solid 3-finger head on that. It's off-white bubbles. Nice and tight. Pretty much how I remember it from the pub. Really nice looking beer. It looks like a harvest color. You know, you got that sunset thing, almost real deep amber. You know, more of those brown tones flowing in there. And that's because that boatload of different types of spices and also the honey's going to cloud that beer too. So let's see what we got going on here in the aroma department. Wow, right up at the front, the thing that jumps out of this beer is the honey. The ginger's really strong, the cinnamon, and the clove. I think the allspice is in there too, but it's masked by that the big honey, cinnamon, and clove smell, and that ginger in there. They're so spicy. They're sort of masking that allspice, and a little bit of sweetness, but a lot of spiciness coming off of the nose of this beer. So this is going to be like dessert in a glass. Let's get a swig of this and see what we got going on in the taste department. Wow, just as I remembered. Up the front, it's crisp and cool, and you get a real big blast of like the spices and honey. In the middle of the tongue, the sweetness comes in. In the back, when you finish your swallow, that's when you get that like bready, pumpkin bread feel to this. And as I'm talking and I'm exhaling, I feel like I've just ate a slice of pumpkin bread. It's actually pretty cool, and I suspect that's to that late addition thing they're doing with the pumpkin. It's almost like if you would eat sweetened pumpkin pie filling out of the can. That kind of taste. It's not sweet enough, but it's there, and you can feel it. And you know, when you're making your pumpkin pie and things, or pumpkin bread, you're going to put more sweetness and things into it. Let me get another taste of this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, they do some really neat things with these pumpkin beers. You know, they make them taste like you know, the Southern Tier Pumpkin. That tastes like pumpkin pie with graham cracker crust. The Schlafly, that tastes up like straight up traditional pumpkin pie with your, you know, flaky pastry crust on the bottom. And this one tastes like pumpkin bread. It's a really nice offering. You know, this one, since it's so sort of spicy and harvesty, I'm gonna let it warm up a little, because I think like a porter or a stout, maybe the flavor will bump up a little of this. I want to see. So I'll be back in a little bit here, and I'll let you know what the taste comes up like. All right, guys, I'm back. And this is warmed up, and the flavor did develop a bit with it. The only thing that happened, though, is as it warmed up, the mouthfeel thinned out on it, which I was a bit surprised by. But overall, you know, it's a really tasty brew. It tastes like pumpkin bread. It leaves a real pumpkin bread or spiced bread, sort of like a pound cake, a loaf sort of bread taste in your mouth, not a pumpkin pie taste. So I guess that's why they call it a spiced harvest ale. It's real spice forward. It's not huge spice. You can still, it has a bit of a beer taste, if you know what I mean by that, to it. But overall, it's a really solid beer. Rate Beer and Beer Advocate, they haven't rated this yet. I guess there hasn't been enough reviews of it, and both of them have no score listed. From what I saw, they were rating it around a B. I think I'm going to go with a B to a B plus on this beer. If you pair it with the right food, I think it would be better. You would enjoy it more. When I had it with the bratwurst and the sauerkraut at the pub, I think it tasted better having it with food. It's not as dessert beer like the you know, Pumpkin is, or the Schlafly Pumpkin Ale, or Schlafly, or one of those guys. But that said, it is quite solid. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be a conditional grade. I think if you drink it by itself, it's sort of a B, like an 82. But if you drink it with food, it's more B plus, like in the 88, 89 range. Plus, they got the dating right on the bottle here, guys. Can't miss it. So, anyways, if you see this in your stores, and you guys in the UK, you can get this too. Fordham, I know, distributes pretty heavily in the UK. So maybe you can get that there, give it a try. I don't know if they've sent this one over. The twist off cap, I don't know what's up with that. Maybe that's some vestiges of when AB InBev was influenced Dominion, which is brewed in the same brewery and owned by the same people in Annapolis. But anyways, guys, remember, as always, what do we got to do? We got to think globally. We got to drink locally, because I'm going local tonight. And remember, support that craft beer movement. And that's, as always, a big peace out.